You're scrolling through your closet in the morning rush, same as always. Black shirt, black jeans, black jacket staring back like old friends. Or maybe it's that coworker who shows up every day in head-to-toe black, sipping their coffee quietly in the break room, somehow both invisible and impossible to ignore. You think, that's interesting. Why black again and again? It's not just a phase or a lazy choice, though. Sure, it matches everything. No, there's something quieter at play, a subtle psychology where black becomes more than fabric. It's a shield, absorbing the chaos around you while you project this effortless edge. But stick with me, because underneath that sleek exterior, it might reveal something unexpectedly vulnerable about you. Or that person you can't quite figure out. Let's ease in with the one that feels straightforward, the boundary builder. Imagine you're at a networking event, the kind where small talk bounces off the walls like ping-pong balls. You're in black from collar to cuff, and as people mingle, you notice how they approach, but don't linger too long. It's not rude, it's just. Black, in its light-swallowing way, creates this invisible line, a visual "do not disturb" that says, "I'm here, but on my terms." Psychologically, it's like wrapping yourself in a cocoon protection from the emotional static of the world. Maybe you grew up in a crowded house where personal space was a myth, or in a job where everyone wants a piece of you. So black becomes your quiet ally, letting you engage without getting drained. And if you're the type who checks your calendar obsessively before agreeing to plans, telling yourself it's just efficiency, well, maybe this is ringing a bell. It's not about being antisocial, it's about preserving that inner quiet amid the noise. Then there's the authority type, the one who wears black like a uniform of quiet command. Picture a boardroom, fluorescent lights humming, papers shuffling. And there you are, in a crisp black blazer, voice steady as you lay out the plan. People listen, not because you're shouting, but because black has this way of amplifying presence without trying. It projects power, reliability, that "I've got this" vibe we chase in American work culture, where showing up polished means you're serious about the grind. But peel back a layer. Often, it's rooted in those early experiences where vulnerability got you nowhere. Maybe a tough boss who equated color with distraction, or school days where standing out meant scrutiny. So black becomes your armor, not flashy, but formidable. You tell yourself it's practical, hides the coffee stains, while secretly relishing how it makes others straighten up a bit. Sound like someone in your life? Or that reflection in the mirror after a big meeting. If these are hitting close, or even if they're just making you side-eye your own wardrobe, maybe pause and hit subscribe if you want more of these little dives into the patterns we all carry. Drop a comment. What's your go-to color and why? Anyway, let's keep going. Another pattern emerges with the minimalist, the one who chooses black to strip away the extras. You're getting ready for a casual weekend brunch, friends texting about the spot. But instead of agonizing over outfits, you grab the black sweater, black pants, done. No decisions, no mismatches, just simplicity in a world that's always piling on more. Psychologically, it's a way to minimize sensory overload, that constant hum of choices we face daily, from app notifications to coffee orders. Black absorbs it all, letting you focus inward rather than on how you appear. Maybe it's from those overwhelmed mornings growing up, or a productivity obsession where every second counts. You act like it's no big deal, effortless style. But calendar-wise, it's a calculated move to keep the mental clutter at bay. If you're nodding, thinking of that drawer full of identical black tees, yeah, it's about control in the subtlest way. But here's the twist, the one that flips what we assume about black wearers being all tough and detached. We picture them as edgy rebels or power players, right? Untouchable in their monochrome. But often, it's the highly sensitive souls who gravitate here most. The empaths, the introspectives who feel everything a little too deeply. Envision a busy city street, horns blaring, crowds surging, and you're weaving through in your black coat, head down. Black doesn't just hide, it shields, muting the visual noise that bombards sensitive types, the bright colors, the patterns that pull focus outward. It's anonymity in plain sight, letting your rich inner world take center stage without the distraction of "what are you wearing?" This stems from a wiring where emotions hit harder, maybe from past environments that overwhelmed with too much input. So black becomes a buffer, not to push people away, but to stay present without getting flooded. The irony? You look composed, authoritative even, while inside it's a deliberate choice to protect that vulnerability. If this feels uncomfortably spot on, like that time you skipped the colorful party outfit for black just because, well, you see it now. Finally, there's the anonymity seeker, blending into the background like a shadow in a crowded room. You're at a concert, lights flashing, bass thumping, and while others deck out in neon, you're in black, melting into the sea of faces. It's not shyness exactly, it's a preference for observing over being observed. That quiet thrill of going unnoticed in a social media age where everyone's curating their highlight reel. Psychologically, black offers this cloak, absorbing attention rather than reflecting it back, rooted perhaps in those moments where standing out brought unwanted eyes, maybe bullying in school or a family that prized conformity. You brush it off as low maintenance. Black goes with everything, while quietly appreciating how it lets you people watch without the spotlight. It's comforting in that understated way, keeping interactions on your terms. Let these linger for a moment as we wind down. Which one echoed a bit too clearly? The boundary setter, the authority wielder, the minimalist, the sensitive shield, or the anonymity chaser? When did that pull toward black start feeling less like habit and more like instinct? It's intriguing, isn't it, how a color can say so much without a word, hiding depths we rarely question. Next time you reach for that black piece, just notice. No judgments, just a quiet,